Hey everyone, it's Matt here with Nightrun Studio, and we're getting pretty close to having a functional quest system happening here. We can accept quests, we can go ahead and complete them by visiting, say, the Green Hills, come on back and complete the quest, and then we're stuck. We can't actually get these rewards, and the old quest is still on display. Additionally, we can't even close this menu. We've got a little work to do, so let's get started. This video will have 4 parts. The first will be actually making it so we can get rewards. Then we're going to do some special handling for experiences. It's going to work a little different from other rewards. We'll get our quest log set up so that it properly clears out old quests once we're done with them. And finally, we'll just fix a few little bugs here and there. All right, then let's start with step 1 and get some rewards happening. To do this, let's head into our quest manager. All right, so if we come into our quest manager, we can go to our quest complete logic here, and you'll see that we left a spot where we would like to grant rewards. Now, granting them is actually really easy, especially if you've been following along and have our inventory system. So we're going to use a for each loop here to look at each variable, let's just call this reward, in our quest SO's list of rewards. Now, for each of those rewards that it comes across, we just want to tell our inventory manager, remember we did make this a singleton so we can just refer to it as an instance, and call the add item method that we've made there. Inside of here, we just need to let it know which item it's getting. That'll be the rewards item scriptable object, as well as how much of it, which will be the rewards quantity. Now that's actually all we have to do here. That said, I'm just gonna pop over to Inventory Manager quickly and show the add item method so we can make sure we know what's going on here. It already has some special handling for gold. And then underneath that, all it does is first of all, check to see if we already have items that we can add to those slots. And if not, it puts them into the empty slots. So this is gonna work all right on its own already. Let's just pop in and test and we can see what still needs to be done. So no setup necessary, we can just come on into the game, accept the quest, visit the Green Hills to complete it, hit complete, and you'll notice that we got our items. We got our gold, our femur, and oh, our experience isn't quite handling like it should. Rather than give us actual experience, it gave us an item of experience. Additionally, we can click complete over and over again to keep completing the quest. So we've got a little work to do here. So we'll go back into the inventory manager now, head down to add item, and we just want to add some special handling for experience, similar to what we've done for gold. So if we get in here and the item SO that's been passed in is experience, we want to do something a little differently. Now, just as a quick note, in our item SO, you'll see here that we do have 2 bools, one for gold and experience, and we just check those when we make the item, which is how it knows whether it's gold or experience. Now, our experience manager itself is not a singleton, and so we can't just talk to it directly, so we're going to use an event here. In this case, we're going to create a new one called onExperienceGained. We'll check if anyone's listening, and then we'll invoke it, passing along the quantity of experience that we want to gain. At that point, we can then return as we don't want to add it to our inventory itself. All we have to do now is create this event and make sure someone's listening. So first thing, let's go to our experience manager, and you can see that we created this gain experience method, which just gets an amount passed in and then it adds it to our experience and changes our bar and that sort of thing. At the moment, this is being called through an event on our enemies. Now, if I could go back in time, I'd probably make a special experience event similar to what we did with our quest events so that we could just use them by any script, but we didn't do that. And so we're just gonna have to create a new event. So back in our inventory manager, let's just head up top and declare this event. This is going to be a public static event, and it's going to be of type action. This one's going to be sending out an integer. We'll call it onExperienceGained, and it's not liking that just because we don't have the system namespace. So let's get rid of these ones we're not using and add using system. Now we'll just go back to our experience manager and make sure it's listening. So in its onEnable method, we'll just type in inventory manager onExperienceGained. Make sure we're adding this subscription, and like with our monsters, we'll call gain experience whenever this message goes out. We'll also make sure that we unsubscribe from it in onDisable. At this point, just make sure that you've saved all as we've been in a couple of scripts. All right, now when I get in the game, I can accept the quest, go ahead and complete it. When I click complete, you'll notice no experience items showing up, just the one that should. Then if I close quest log here over in my inspector, you can see that my level is now level 1. We actually gained an entire level from that experience, and that's just because if I click my experience manager here, you can see, well, now our next level will be 12 experience, but the last one took 10, which was the exact amount that came in. And so it leveled us up. All right, that's working nicely. The only problem right now is that we still have this issue of being able to repeatedly complete the quest because it just keeps showing up in our inventory, and we could do this forever. All right, let's fix that next. So let's head into our quest log UI script here and go to our on button clicked method, specifically the on complete quest clicked. At the moment, when we click on complete, all it does is notify the quest manager and then refresh our quest slots list. That said, we want it to actually also clear out the quest details. Fortunately, we have a method that does that, the handle quest clicked. Anytime we click it, it refreshes our details with whatever click we're on. So here we'll just tell it to refresh with the no available quest SO. Additionally, at this point, we just want to turn the complete canvas group off so that you can't just keep clicking that button. Now we can accept the quest, complete it, come on back, click complete, and it clears out our quest log and also gets rid of the button. All right, that's working pretty good. Now, one annoying thing right now is that we don't have a way to get out of here. We're gonna have to do it in the inspector for now. Don't worry, we'll add that in the next video. Additionally, we do have the problem of if we were to leave now and then come on back, suddenly the quest is back again. This quest board has no memory of the fact that we've completed it, and will just offer it to us forever. So let's fix that. We're gonna head into Quest Log UI to do that. Let's head on down to our show quest methods, and specifically the show quest offer. And essentially just anytime we open it up, it wants to show a quest. At the moment, if we've already accepted the quest, it simply says there's no available quest, but we want to add another. So if the quest is already accepted, or, and here we'll check our quest manager to see if the quest is completed. So if we've already accepted it or completed it, we don't want it to offer it to us again. That said, we've not yet written that method, so let's pop over to our quest manager and do that now. So firstly, we need our quest manager to actually track the completed quests. So we'll make a private list of quest scriptable objects, which we'll just call completed quests. And we're just going to initialize this as an empty list to start. Then down in our complete quest method, along with removing this quest from our current quest, we want to make sure that we add it to the completed quests list. So now we're storing our completed quests. We just need a way to query it to find out if a quest is on that list. So here we'll make that public void get complete quests method, and it's just going to take in a quest SO, the one it's going to check. This one's actually pretty simple. We just want to return a true or false value, and that will be based on whether or not completed quest contains the quest SO we've just passed in. Now it's not going to like that because I made this a void method, but we're trying to return a bool here, so let's just quickly change that. I'll just pop back over to our quest log UI. Oh, it looks like the squiggly line is still there. That's just a spelling mistake. It's looking for get completed quests, but here we called it get complete quests. All right, with that done, we can pop back over, and there we go, the red squigglies are gone. Now, anytime we go to offer a quest, if we've already accepted it or already completed it, it's just gonna play the no available quest SO. All right, great, let's test this out. All right, we can accept our quest, go ahead and close this, complete the quest. Now we can click complete, it clears things out nicely. We still have to go to our inspector to close this thing, but let's do that. And now when we revisit, you'll see that there is no available quests and just the option to decline. All right, the last glaring flaws in our quest system for the moment include having a way to close the menu without going to our inspector, and also having a mini menu to toggle between all the different menus we've made for skills, stats, and quests. We've also got lots of little tweaking and improvements to the system, but we'll get to those in future videos. Until that time, this is Matt with Night Run Studio. Cheers.